All right. So today's guest, I got Jermaine. Shout out to More Than the Masters, Bobby Boucher. We got our guest on. This is at the end of the show, but thank y'all for tuning in. Please continue to watch, support, like, subscribe to the page. But this sucker always thinks I can't play no D. I'm not gonna contest it today, but we gonna see if he can play. He got 5 balls. You got 5 chances to make swishes. I'm gonna make a bet and say you only make 3. All right, we got our little ones basketball here.
3 might be, that's a stretch. 3 is 50%.
Oh yes, right. I need you under 50. That's my bet.
So 2.
So 2.
I probably can do 2.
All right. Whenever you ready. I ain't gonna block. We ain't on the real
court. Do this one last, I guess.
It's up to you. However you want to do them. I don't care. I just got 5 of them.
All right.
However you want.
Let's see what we got here. Got the mic in my way. All right. Let's see.
You can move it away for time being. You just can't stand up. That's unfair. Okay. 0 for 1. 0 for 2. 0 for 3. I Tom Brady that bitch too. I deflated a bunch of them. 0 for 4. All right. 1 for 5. Go ahead with that one. Okay, 2 for 6. Yeah, let's see if you get 50%. See if you can hit 3. Okay, all right. Well, I'll give you 50. I'm gonna leave it.
Here we go. 50% shooter, man. Come on now. Clap it up for me. You clap button. No, use the clap button. Clap button. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, and speaking of 50%, be more than 50% man. Y'all have a good time.
There we go. 2 feet in, man. 2 feet in.
That's it. That's good. All right. We are recording now. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How you doing today?
Same here. Black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Yeah, that's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There ain't nothing but a chicken wing on a holiday evening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the fat folks, they got to get up late at night and get them treats. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. All right, here. Let's start by this. So today's guest, another appearance, one of my favorites in Augusta, definitely in my eyes, a mentor in the game of me figuring out podcasts, definitely someone I look to definitely when I can't Google the right answer, I call you or my wife. It's y'all two. I can't, y'all are technology savvy. Y'all got an idea. It makes sense, but I'm so grateful for your presence and helping me learn and get through all this.
I appreciate that.
You have a great interview process where you paint a picture, and I think that picture is always unique in itself, and I admire and always liked how, even though your style may be the same, each interview is unique.
Yeah.
And I've kind of tried to my best to format a unique format for myself and take that same uniqueness in each episode. You call it crazy, and you never know what you're gonna get. But I like that approach, and I think I've acquired some fun times with it. So in saying that, I'm gonna start this new fun time where it's tailored trivia with Tommy. All right. And it's kind of some icebreakers for just regular folks who I don't know yet and just kind of have some fun, right? So we're going to start off with some trivia. All right. Now, some of these are boomers, some of these are Gen X, and some of these are millennial questions. So it can range. I know you got a lot of wisdom, so I'm giving you the boomers too, okay? What did it mean if someone said you had a classy chassis?
A classy chassis?
Classy chassis.
I never heard that before. I might not be that wise, I guess.
Complimenting the figure.
Well, nobody would say that to me. Yeah, that's a woman's question.
Well, I mean, it's a
classy chassis. I mean, I can see that.
It's where the dudes back in the day where they holler, "What's up with that classy chassis, baby? You want to give me some of that grease on that hole?"
Yeah. I can see that.
That's I guess a greaser reference.
Coke bottle figure. I can see that.
What gaming system was first released in 1989 with games such as Tetris and Super Mario Land?
Nintendo.
Nintendo what?
Super Nintendo.
Nintendo Game Boy.
Game Boy. I had a Game Boy. Okay.
I got the.
I wasn't born in '89 though, but yeah, I wasn't born then.
All right. What? Name the crowdsourced encyclopedia website launched in 2001.
Say it again.
Name the crowdsourced encyclopedia website launched in 2001.
Webster's.
Wikipedia.
Oh, Wikipedia. Okay, that's not really
encyclopedia. That's like.
I thought it wasn't. I thought it was proven that anyone could put
Yes, they
information.
can.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I don't understand the question.
well, let's do the other one. All right. The definitive way to have the last word in an argument was to tell someone to speak to a part of your body. What was the phrase?
To end the argument?
I'm assuming so. Yeah. It's petty, childish.
Is it ass?
No, talk to the hand because the face
You ain't got
don't
to
listen.
talk to the hand because the face ain't home.
Yeah, something all them little phrases and shit.
Leave message at his home.
All right, in 1999, this
Talk to the hand is crazy. Yeah, it was talk to the
It
hand.
was crazy, wasn't it?
I don't think that ended arguments though, but it makes sense. It kind of did, I guess.
Some people-
When you was a little kid, yeah.
Yeah, you was like, oh man, you really done that to me?
But it started fights.
Yeah, I've seen.
You done arguing, now you fighting though.
I've seen some fights off it.
Yeah.
In 1999, this mobile phone gained marketed shares by focusing on email and thumbing. Nope.
1999. It's a cellular phone.
Cellular phone, thumbing. The thumb should get you.
I got one right.
What cellular phone?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw the cellular phone.
The BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry was.
I had one of those.
And you don't know the thumbing phrase?
Well, I mean, I had one of those in 05, 06. I was a kid. 99, I was 9 years old, man.
I wasn't but 8, man. We right there at it, man.
Yeah.
I didn't get no BlackBerry. I didn't see no BlackBerry till I was in high school, though.
Nah, I started getting a little money, so got my own BlackBerry.
We were stealing them motherfuckers, stealing razors. Anyhow, that's back in the day. Enough to 10 years have passed. If someone had a yellow rubber bracelet on their wrist, what most likely was written on it?
Gay.
Lawless.
Huh?
Live strong. It was for the one nut racer. Lance Armstrong.
Nah,
The one.
I know what it is. I never heard of that though, but I thought it was just gay.
Yeah, he had cancer, and then they made the whole bracelets for him because he did the Tour de France.
Was he gay?
I'm assuming so. He lost a nut. That dude had to be pissed off
What?
about something.
Chill out.
You know, girls be talking about cutting off a dick. A dude's got to talk about at least take a nut.
That's crazy.
You know, I'd assume so. I don't know if he was gay or not. All I know is they caught.
He white though, right?
Yeah, it's the white dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's American, and they finally caught that he had steroids and shit in his system or whatnot, and took away his championships. That shit don't matter when you waited fucking 8 years, anyways.
It really don't.
It don't matter. You just doing it for criteria. All right. The Baja men had us all woofing and asking what question?
Who let the dogs out?
Who? Yeah. All right.
I know a little something.
So, hey, man, thank you for Tommy's Taylor trivia. That was all right, wasn't it? That was all right. Winner, chicken dinner. I had one on here.
Why'd you say chicken dinner?
Why?
Why'd you say that?
Well, right now, I wish I could eat some chicken. I can't eat no chicken right now. I'm on soft food diet.
Got you.
Yeah. Oh, you trying to make?
I thought it was a black joke.
I thought I was black every time you call me. What's up, black man?
That's not what I say.
Oh.
I say, what's up, nigga?
No, don't say that. Don't put me on like that.
No, I'm joking.
Don't put me on like that. All right. So speaking of Instagram, I was talking about the creativeness, right? I did come across this video that kind of, to me, I feel like is. I thought you would like it, sharing for creators sense. I think that it is a different perspective on if you're intrigued by doing something, this is a way for you to find a lane versus trying to do what somebody else is doing and just trying to repetitively go after the same market or the same niche.
I've invented a concept which I think is really useful for every business, and it can be stolen from a brilliant guy called Will Gadara. He tells the story of how he took 11 Madison Park from number 50 in the world to number 1. He does the opposite of what most people would have done. And he takes a cross-section of his staff from the kitchen, from the front of house, etc., to dine at the number 1 restaurant. At the end of the evening, Will Gadara says something really fascinating. They're all talking about what was good about the experience. And Will says, I'm not interested in any of that. I'm not interested in copying them. I want to know what about the experience was slightly disappointing. And then I'm going to double down on making the 2 things this restaurant was disappointing about utterly brilliant. Don't ask what your competitors are good at and try and copy that. You should optimize for attention. In other words, make a difference where people notice. And where you get attention and surprise is in doing something that nobody was expecting. I've invented a concept.
What do you think about that?
I like that. I like that. I think that send that to me. I I think I moved that way though. Like I think how I might verbalize it, how I might say it, my story, or how I might talk about it on my podcast, may be a little bit different because I'm more blunt, I guess, speaking. Cause I want to make sure people know I'm talking about podcasting specifically. Mm-hmm. But yes, a lot of us out here that's doing it now. It's kind of, I don't want to say oversaturated as if I'm complaining, but it's a podcast born every day, everywhere now.
Yeah, it's true.
So we are the new rappers at this point. And
but I don't know about that.
I do, because I'm saying, like, people look at us, they don't look. I had people talk about the podcast if like I'm only talking about one thing, because our podcast, they automatically assuming that it's always man versus women on my podcast, or higher power man, it's a man's world type of podcast, and I don't talk like that at all.
Yeah.
But I say rappers because we look at rappers sometimes, we say, oh, well, they not living that life, they corny, they really broke, da-da-da. We put them in a box. I think podcasts are now being put in a box, in a sense, and somewhat to a T where people look at podcasts like they're arrogant, they assholes, they think they better than everybody, they on there preaching, not living what they preaching and stuff like that, in that nature. So that's what I mean when I say that. But I think for me, I look at it like that. I look at other people that do podcasts, other entities locally, or even people that's got a big following, and I really try to do the opposite of everybody doing. So sometimes guests don't like that, because a guest might ask to be on my podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And if I see, it's not affecting nobody else, I just use your name. But if I see you then did this guest on Tuesday, CY did the guest on Wednesday, Slim did the guest on Thursday, I don't want to do the guest at that point. At that point, I don't want to even have them on, because while we also crowded with this one guest,
yeah,
I'm the type of person I want to do opposite. I'm gonna do it later on.
Yeah.
When nobody, I'd rather do it when you're not on fire. Let me do it when you're not promoting nothing.
Yeah.
Now at this point, because I don't want to do what everybody's doing, because now you got people got to make a decision. I want to see person X. I want to see their podcast episode. Mm-hmm. I got Tommy, CY, this person, Slim, this person, Maine, this person. I got 8 podcasts to choose from to watch this one person. Well, what's the chance they're gonna pick me, per se? What's the chance they're gonna pick you, per se? It's 1 out of 8.
Yeah.
Right. Why do it?
Well, my question is, when it comes to that, is I don't necessarily chase it, but I don't.
I run from it though. I don't chase, but I run from it though. I don't want to have a guest on.
Keep the door open.
See, but you still in the stage where like you might be wanting certain guests on. I'm not at the stage where like I necessarily have to prove. Not saying I ain't saying I gotta prove myself, but like I don't have to show a guest like, hey, this is what I'm about, because I got almost 10 years of interviewing people.
Yeah.
So I do get the luxury of being like, not this time.
Yeah.
You might say not this time. They might be like, okay, and in their mind might be F Tommy.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't. The one time I feel like I'm not doing enough reaching out to certain ladies that I've got, like the lady saga I've talked to you about. I've kind of, some of the ladies ain't been able to make it the past 2 weeks. So that's kind of put me in a niche of continuing it consistently. So now I've got Ian Hayes, the guy who closed the show Tuesday night, episode coming out next. And then this will come out. And then hopefully I'll be back on with the last of the month. We'll wrap up with the same amount of ladies. And I can kind of end the saga with something. But I don't think that I have a problem saying no, because you have boundaries of who will come on. I have boundaries of like, well, how can I spread my time evenly? I can't be consumed in this place nonstop just because somebody wants to come on. Once I'm booked, I'm booked.
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm thinking about what the guy talking about in this segment. And
okay.
He's saying more so like, don't look at what you're doing good, look at what you're doing bad.
Yeah.
Well, I also would tell newer podcasters, this one thing when I was newer, I used to do. If I would love to have a guest on that somebody else had on. Yeah. You know why? I'm going to listen to the interview. This is back then. That's how I got good. So I'm going to give you a gem here. So back then, I listened to the interview. Let's say you was on Carlson's podcast, whatever, right? Mm. I'm listening to Carlson's podcast. I know what I like from the interview. I know I dislike from the interview. So I'm listening to the podcast. Okay, cool. I like that. I hate that question. Hate that dry moment. Hate that story. Oh, he cut him off. And so when I had that person on now, I'm going to focus on everything that was done bad and do that great, so that they can be like, yo, this was a real good episode. So my goal has always been, when somebody come on a platform, to make sure they have experience to where like it's no competition. It's nothing the same. Like they gonna feel like this guy here does something nobody else does. Yeah. And I do that by.
I was supposed to start this before we started talking, but that's why I just kind of snuck it in here.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
But I do that by trying to see what my peers are doing that I don't like or that no guests don't like.
Yeah.
And I do differently, even if that means preparing, So
I have had a couple. I have had a couple guests where I'm like creating this narrative of having fun, funky intro with a person, getting them icebreakers out of the way. Then I talk about what I want to talk about, and kind of I'm continuing to keep it personal, even if because I don't go searching for every episode somebody else watch. I don't. I more so look at like watching you for say. I like how you'll take the conversation. Sometimes I feel like you have it wrote down, and then sometimes I can like kind of tell. All right, well I think this is interesting. We're gonna take this route with this person, and like so I look at those flaws that I have that I feel like will contribute to what I'm building. Mm-hmm. But I still, as my podcast as a whole, I feel like I'm building a unique podcast. I don't want to do what nobody's doing. I want to try to have this energy and feel on the podcast where it's fun, it's energetic. It might not, I don't expect to be the most dive into the person podcast, the most informational podcast. I want to promote, I want to continue to shed light on people, kind of like the award shows are. That's how I want you to have fun when you come on and feel the praise and the promotion from me. That's what I feel like I'm getting to. And it sucks, I say this, you know what I wanted from the jump.
Well, yeah, that's one thing.
It's far stretch from where I come from.
But I would say that you got a goal in mind with your episode, your podcast. So like, even watching somebody like mine, or you might want to watch more of a Slims because that's more of what you kind of going for, like conversational based. I am a dive into the person thing because a lot of times what I find is that how I'm able to get people in and reel them in is everybody don't get a chance to
speak their stories
without being interrupted.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they go somewhere and they talking, but like you said, the podcast.
Yeah, they're still picking up on that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The phone ain't cut off.
But what I was just saying was like, a person that's coming to your podcast may think that that's what's happening, and so that could either make or break the experience too. Cause like it may be like it may feel underwhelmed because they feel like they ain't asking a lot of questions because maybe they did come to. Let's say they went to me, mm-hmm. and I dove in. Then they feel like, okay, I can make some adjustments on some of the answers I said. They go to you, where you ask about 7 questions versus 52 questions, but it's conversation based. Yeah. Now, the thing is this, though. If the conversation is good, then it don't matter.
Well, here's the thing I have a trouble with. Like, I've had one. I'll tell you after. I think I've talked to you before about one that was rough for me. I got that, and I think they expected that out of me. And it didn't. I don't think it went well. On my end, I didn't feel like it was great energy. It wasn't like good rapport.
But this is I've been on lately. I've been telling people this, and I tell anybody this that's watching. Like when you go on a platform, I speak for mine mainly, but when you go on a platform, before you go in there, I feel like you should know what you're getting yourself into. Like you should watch it. So to me that's a clear indication of somebody who no respect to them of a guest who don't support.
Yeah.
Cause you should already know. Like I already know this is random. Cause I know how you are. I'm like. Yeah. I don't want to know nothing. That's fine. I'm cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to be here and enjoy whatever we're going to do. But you got to know that. Go into a platform expecting to get question after question after question after question. You go into a podcast, you go into your podcast expecting more than masses, but we don't podcast the same. We don't ask the same questions.
Yeah.
We don't approach our guests the same. You know?
I don't think it's bad either.
No. It's not bad that we don't do that. I'm saying it's bad if a person doesn't know that and they're expecting me from you.
Well, I'm saying
or vice versa.
It's not bad for the person wanting to come on. If you gather your intel and you know that I'm different, like you're gonna, like I've told people, I think that you need to go holler at Maine. I think if you want a real in-depth conversation, you need to holler at somebody who's gonna interview you well. It might not be me you need to talk to. But if they know that, I think it's not bad if you go research it because then you're gonna find out what kind of fun you're gonna have on mine or what.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead and research it.
Yeah. So don't feel like it's a work for you. It's actually helping you out for what you're getting engaged with.
I don't think. But if you really serious about your brand and serious about what you're doing and what you're promoting, as whether you're an artist or comedian, you sell clothes, I don't care, you cook crack, whatever you do, right?
Yeah.
You should know what kind of platform you should go on. Let's say you cook crack. Maybe you don't go on a sheriff's podcast.
Yeah.
It just don't make sense, you know what I'm saying? But
I can do it. I got a little white privilege. My bottles got my name on it, so like they can't do nothing about that.
Well, if you're cooking it, they can. That's still illegal, but
okay.
You can have it from CVS if you want to. Yeah.
CVS, that's what I
get your crap from CVS. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't be cooking it in North Augusta and selling it in the bottom. So it don't work that way.
It don't work that way.
Nah, you get arrested.
You're right.
But you don't want to go on a share podcast if you sell crack or you. But if you sell clothes Maybe you want to come on my platform. Maybe you want to go on yours because people want to buy into you. Mm-hmm. So maybe they want to hear what's your thoughts on Cassie versus Diddy. Maybe they want to hear your thoughts on, boots on the ground or whatever. They want to hear your thoughts on parties and stuff. They might want to hear that to say, I like this person. I'm going to go buy their clothes. Yeah. It depends it's on you how you brand them, but you should never go on a platform and not know what platform you're going on.
And now you're a topic-based, you still have topic-based conversations and thinking out loud and certain parts where you still dive into social media topics. You're still very, you pick and choose what you're going to talk on. How does that fit into the boundaries you set for what podcast you're presenting? Because I don't necessarily care for the topic stuff. I just want to talk about whatever we talk about. But, you made it clear everybody's going to jump on Diddy. And I know that's not necessarily, you'll stay away from certain ones because everybody's going to do it.
Nah, so in all seriousness, this is for something like that, because it's turned into more domestic violence discussion, I stay away from that because I like to joke a lot.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to joke about.
I know it's going to be no Cassie for too long. No Cassies.
I don't know how they would say that, but maybe. But definitely it's still on Diddy right now because that putting another man's semen on your nipples is insane.
It's insane. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong.
No, it don't. I don't know what that means. It happens. I don't know what life you live in, Tommy, but it happened in my world.
Yeah.
I never been that close to another man's semen. I never been in the same room when another man had semen. I don't play them. I don't do that.
Yeah, my brother used to sleep probably as far away as that countertop right there and beat his meat and the next, yeah. This happens when you got.
Well, did you ask him for some of his semen to put in nipples?
No. That's another experience we
don't happen.
About. We ain't
I don't want to talk about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. We ain't gonna talk about it.
But yeah. Some of these topics you don't want to talk about because, like I said, I've been talking about pick and choose. I've been saying that for a minute now. People pick and choose. But I was thinking more on a standpoint of politics.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, tomorrow, a headline happened with you. I don't know what headline. I'm just saying headline happened. It'd be negative.
Arrested for
you're not gonna hear me talk about it because I know you.
That's okay.
But that's me picking and choosing.
Yeah.
Because if it was somebody else, I might share it and say, this white boy crazy as hell, or come on now. But it's my man, so I'm like, nah, I'm a chill. That's picking and choosing. It's politics.
Yeah.
And it's loyalty.
Yeah.
But it's also picking and choosing.
And speaking of politics, you had a great Thinking Out Loud on politics a couple ones ago. I don't know if it was 120 or
I lost
whatever
track.
number it was, but it was about politicking and how you go back and forth and choose. I think that's what episode you
That's been my theme for the year. I had 2 themes for the year so far. Take care of your kids and pick and choose.
Well, that should be the theme every year. Well, I know it is for us, but for every dad, it should be that thing. That should be the thing.
Nah, you got some niggas want to throw parties all day. That's what I'm gonna do. Throw parties.
Yeah. Hey, speaking, I do want to. I know we have a lot of ideas bouncing back and forth. I know a lot of creators out here do have. I've talked to quite a few about doing different things, and it is hard to follow through. I think some of the ideas that I've had with some people, I'm going to try to continue to follow through with, such as with you, with certain ones we've had. But I do want to have. I think we should do a cookout with creators, and just politic, and not necessarily.
Well, who's cooking first of all?
Well. Only thing I can cook that.
No, you're not cooking. Let me tell you that right now. You're not. No.
I guess all I can cook is a burger.
You can show up.
I'll show
and
up.
bring the buns, definitely. Hot dog buns and hamburger. I gotta be careful with you. Bring the hot dog and hamburger
buns. You say the wrong buns, it might be a pocket pussy attached to them.
See there? I don't want those.
Silicon Valley.
And we'll find a creator to cook the hot dogs. Don't worry about that.
I think it'd be cool though. I know they've done a creator house little video content thing they've done. They rented out an Airbnb, I think, and a bunch of folks pulled up. A lot of videos came out of it, but I think we should find some narrative to have fun and like make a fun episode with the creators to where, you know what I mean? Just
I got one better for you. I'm gonna talk about my thing a lot later on today. We had one already, in my opinion. Right now, you are in a comedy competition.
Oh yeah, 2 more Tuesdays left.
This 8-week competition.
Yep.
Every week, creators could have came there and we could have did stuff. Yeah. We could have filmed y'all recording. We could have interviewed y'all afterwards, whether you bombed, didn't bomb. Yeah. And if you interviewed y'all before, it could have been a documentary based. Yeah. Hey, this 8-week period, we could have documented the whole thing. It's ways to do this stuff. People that won't put the work in.
Yeah.
But think about that. 8 weeks. Even if you miss a week or two, it's another creator. If it's 5, 6 creators, hey, I can't make it week 3 and 4. We got it. Don't worry about it. You know, it's like everybody go put our stuff together, we brainstorm, we work together, boom, boom, we make little clips, reels. Yeah. When they come out later on. And maybe that person can get a special, I don't know, or something, but it's ways to do this stuff without even having a plan. It's already events in the city, already events that you're a part of that we can do that with, but people don't want to do it.
Well, I think I think there's a lot of potential with us as a whole. When it comes to the comedy circle in Augusta, when it comes to videographers, when it comes to podcasters, poets, directors, actors, there's so much creativity rolling around that I see that I just think that there's so much potential. We just got to figure out, get people together to do versus just talking.
Definitely.
I don't know. I feel like if I'm person to person, I'm gonna come face to face and we're gonna talk about what it is. Let's figure it out. If I hit you, you hit me, we miss back and forth phone call schedules. Now I feel like I done draw it out a week and I ain't got to talk and discuss this information. Am I supposed to press? Am I not supposed to press? I'm mostly the white guy in most circles, so it's like I can't be the tax man calling. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to pay like that. But
that makes sense.
But I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential we have coming for us, and I see a lot of growth from everybody. Shout out to all the guys that are creating and producing and doing their thing. I do want to talk to you about some questions I have prepared for you already.
You got questions? Let me find out.
Yeah, I got some questions. I want to know, looking back on last year's interviews compared to this year's interviews, how do you feel? Do you feel a difference? Do you feel like you got better interviews? And I want to know what your favorite interview last year was.
Jesus Christ. Last year was 2024.
Yeah, I know we 6 months in, but bear with me there with that.
Last year was 2024. My favorite interview. Oh, it was like oh God, damn! I did a lot of interviews. It gotta be a toss up between, I think, the Randy Brown episode.
I remember that one.
And then I did Farmer.
I remember her too.
That was I think I started the year off with that.
Yeah,
that was a banger to me. Like, I loved it. I love it. I love it to this day. I could still clip it up. But I interviewed so many people. It's hard for me to give you that. I mean, but it's out of them two for me. I would say out of them two maybe. But honestly, if you bring a name up, I might be like, damn, I forgot to interview this person. I forgot to interview this person.
I personally was my favorite. I know it was this year. I liked your approach with the kids this year more so than last year. I know you had a couple, but I would think you went in a little deeper in different avenues with the kids versus the sports teams, and then you done the alternative kids. And I think your conversations you were having were important and impactful. Yeah. And I know we talk about impact a lot too. I personally like those the best. They impact me because my background and my story we've talked about, but it's still, I think you do more impactful things than you see.
I can see that, yeah. But, for me, it's impact, and then you kill two birds with one stone a lot of times. Sometimes I'm doing impact, but I'm also, like, making sure I don't stay in the box. I joke a lot, so I might have joke episodes. Yeah. I'm serious sometimes. I might have thought-provoking episodes. Then I might have episodes that impact the youth. Then I might have episodes that impact, my age group. I might have episodes that impact an older crowd. Might do politics. Might have Jordan Johnson on, like I did last year. That's another good one, Jordan Johnson.
Yeah, it was.
Then I might do. It depends. But I really try to make sure I don't stay in a box. So you might see times where I'm doing sports, then I reel back. I'll do politics. I'll reel back. I'll do rappers or singers, whatever. I'll reel back. It's on purpose. It's all on purpose. It's just because I try to tap into everything. Because at the end of the day, my title is more than master. So anything that represents Augusta, I'm always going to put in the forefront. I'm going to try to illustrate.
I want to ask this question. Now, I've heard you say I'm 100% man quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. I need to know what 90% is.
You got a mirror? No, I'm playing.
Not 100 no more. No. We're going to break it down. What's 90% man? What's 70% man? What's 50% man? I need to know those three.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, because that's a good question. First of all, I'm going to say that. So clap it up for you for a good question. I don't believe that you can be 10%, 90%, or 70%. I think you either 0, 50, or you're 100.
Oh, so you think there's three ranges?
Because you either got, when it comes to being a man, right, you either got both feet in, 1 foot in, or you're not in that motherfucker.
Hold up now. Both feet, you can still be a shit man.
No.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Then both feet not in. If you're a shit man, then both feet not in.
Okay, I see how you should look how you angling it. All right.
Just like you can't be a law-abiding citizen and you sell drugs. You can't do it. You're not abiding the law.
True. But you can still be a good person and still sell drugs.
Not really.
By principle, not by law.
Yeah, you can if you work at CVS.
Yeah. You keep going back to pharmaceuticals, goddamn. I'm trying to look out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, those are drugs.
You're right.
So you're right. You sure can.
You can.
You definitely can.
So all right, so you're basing it off of 2 feet in, 1 foot in, no feet in.
When you're talking about being a man, that's how you gotta base it. Like you gotta think. Ask yourself this question: like, what is 90% man? Like, what's the 10% you're not doing?
Well, I would generalize 100% man as honesty, authenticity, family, and
see, me personally, I would take honesty out because all humans are dishonest at some point.
Well, when I say honest, I generalize the honest of like accountability, of like growth, of like that's where all those, I feel like those lanes come in because you got to be honest with yourself in order to move forward.
Okay.
Honest with your partner to build a better relationship. I'm looking at honest cover.
I would say accountability will make you a man. Like,
yeah.
Not having excuses and seeing where you might have went wrong in the situation. I would say that maybe honestly in that sense being real with yourself. Like, some people might say, well, I lost my job because they was hating on me, No, you lost your job because you was stealing.
Or not doing what you're supposed to do, man. Showing up late, not coming back from break on time.
Be 100.
Yeah, not considering the numbers, which they care about.
A lot of times, just in life in general, like, you'll know the type of person you're dealing with by the excuses or lack of excuses.
Yeah.
If you try to narrow something down, you know what I'm saying? Like, and with men, like, it's very, our excuses we can pick is slim.
Yeah, I think that we go through more. If not every man's the same. I do think men out there don't go through nothing, right? I think there are men out there who walk just off daddy's shoe codes. They get graced with everything. But I think the general man going through struggle should learn a lot from that, and that should propel them. Even if you're getting someone who doesn't have that work that they put in, you still got the experience to give you a lot of edge. It's just whether or not you apply the edge is how I feel. Like I bought a house a couple years ago, and the guy told me, you'll never go grass in the front yard, never go grass. Maybe not. I don't know nothing about grass, but I know how I got my other grass right. So I'm taking my experience, roll it into a new format, and I just fucking figure it out as I go. But I keep putting in the work every week, cutting it twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think people, you might not, your goal may be forever changing. You may not want to do politics like you were saying. You want to reel it back in, change it up. That goal may be shifting, but you still have to have those principles to hold you up right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're a great man, man. I look up to you from how much I've met you, how much I
appreciate that,
how much you the conversations you have, the honesty you have with yourself, but I would assume most people you don't know personally that you have on, you keep it honest.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely it's a lot of work though, because it's hard to be honest with yourself every single day sometimes. Because sometimes you want to lie to yourself, Yeah. And but the thing is, you do it long enough. And then you finally tell yourself the truth. You hurt yourself in the long run anyway. So you might as well just take that daily hurt Monday through Friday. Just take the hurt and be honest with yourself and keep moving.
You keep it 100, man. That's why I bought these jerseys, and you got one behind you for the people because you embrace a lot of stuff in life. Bobby Boucher, shout out to him. You don't like people calling you by your real name. I'm gonna put mine on now. All right. We supposed to.
I'm gonna wear mine in my next episode.
I'm gonna wear it for you today though, because I'm keeping this one.
I like this joint though.
Now, if I lived close enough, I'd have pulled up on the lawnmower too. All right, I would have.
That's funny.
I would have, and I'd have got you to get outside and record it just so we could have put it in the insert.
That's funny.
I might even get my wife to do it when I get home, just like get out in the neighborhood with the John Deere and act like it, But now, shout out if you want to. I feel like if you want to support, buy one, wear it when you come to check on. Wear it when you come on to the podcast. I know that most people you talk about it. To clarify, Bobby Boucher comes from your daughter giving you that nickname, and you embraced it. You hold it with such regard on social media. I think it's hilarious. Why you don't like folks knowing your name, man? What's up? Why is it got to be Bobby Boucher?
Well, I never said it got to be that because the reality is people do know my name.
But you be talking about Facebook, oh, you saying my name.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I work a real job. I don't have time for that, And then my name, it's not like my name is David or Daniel. Like, anyway it's spelled, it's like it's not hard to find me.
Yeah, you put it on.
So
spot,
it's more so that than anything. It's not that I love my name. It's just the fact that it's so unique that
I like it. It's cool.
Only going to be. It's gonna pull me up or pull my dad up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like don't do all that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say it wrong. Just spell it the Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? That's the case. Just spell it wrong. That's my issue. People spell my name the right way.
I actually make a point to say Maine or Jermaine. when I shout you out every time.
Maine is cool if you're cool. But I will correct people sometimes. Like, man, like, ain't my name, bro.
Yeah. Bobby Boucher. It's Bobby Boucher, motherfucker.
Call me Bobby.
Yeah, fuck around and find out. I'm gonna put your lights out. That's what he say.
I don't be fighting nobody.
I know. I have to though. I have to.
Fight?
Yeah.
Too old to fight, man. 30-something.
I ain't got no triggers in my back pocket. I got to keep that bat on me. And then look, you know what? You find new shit out every day too.
Supposed to.
Look, I've never been a gunman, right? And I got a baseball bat. Now my wife got a gun. Don't get it twisted. I got something at the house. It just ain't me that's gonna be the one. I'm gonna fuck somebody up with a baseball bat. But you got to put a sock on the baseball bat.
Why?
Why? Because what's the first thing an intruder gonna do when you swing the baseball bat? Grab the bat. Slide off. Take that out. Home defense. You got to be smart. I saw that on TikTok.
That's cool. But try a gun because they won't grab that.
Mama will. Yeah. I won't.
They grab that, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, they grab the baseball bat. I'm a small guy. I don't want to be diddied. Pow, pow. Yeah.
That's all.
No, I ain't doing all that. I'll stick Mateo on their ass.
Just two of them. That's it. That's it down.
No, I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to do it. If it's meant to go, it's meant to go. I ain't mad. I ain't gonna take it like that. That's the one thing that I talk about with my wife a lot, and I talk about with my friends. They ask me like, I don't understand how you can just go wherever you go, how you can just pull up and this, that, and the third. And I have to explain to some people I don't have a danger trigger. Like in my brain, it's just like it's not dangerous. I can go. Yeah. And I'm still aware that I need to be cued in. There's an exit. There's people. Oh, there's a gun. Oh, there's a fight. Like, but
you're not going no crazy places though. You're going to the bars, the clubs.
Well, I haven't in the past. And certain when you go out of town, the wife worries about you. If your buddy's here, like one of my buddies, I went to go to Atlanta Underground one night to perform improv, right? And I told my buddy, I was like, yo, I'm gonna head up a little early. And I'm gonna go for a run, and it's in downtown Atlanta. He was like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? And I was like, what? He's like, what time you going? I was like, it's gonna be like 11 o'clock or something like that. He's like, bitch, do you wanna get robbed? He was like, you can't go to this side of Atlanta as a white dude and just run the streets. Like, it's just a walk in the park. Yeah. It's too late at night for you to be doing this, motherfucker. Somebody's gonna see you and take advantage of that. I just don't have these sensors in my brain to like process certain, warnings until it happens. I don't really.
You gotta have some sense of awareness though. So.
Well, I do in the sense of like what I'm supposed to be like you're supposed to be as a man. You're supposed to know your exits. Sit facing where you at least can see them or whatnot. Protect. Be aware of who's around, the people you with, and so forth. But I'll go just about anywhere I want to, and not. I mean, even if it's like trail wise, and I want to go see the edge of the cliff in the mountains. Like my wife ain't gonna tell me no. I'm gonna go pull some white folk shit. I don't mind.
White folk shit is crazy.
It ain't. It's true.
What is that?
What, white folk shit?
I never heard of it.
Man, come on now. I jumped out of a tree and fractured both my legs because I thought I could fly like Superman. R. Kelly had me fucked up off Space Jam.
At least it was on Space Jam, not nothing else.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all fucking playing. I'll piss on a bitch real quick in the shower. I mark my territory.
This be going left a lot.
I will.
Yeah.
Sneak it too. Like she be in the shower and shit, get her hair, and here the time is. Get her.
Toilet right there. You just gonna pee on her.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I got you.
Get that ankle wet. Yeah. And she gonna know because it's a little warm. You're gonna be a little warm.
Little.
Well, you got to make sure you do it right. Drink water. You don't want to get her on a real caffeinated day because she gonna smell that shit and she gonna be pissed off. You got better chances of a hydration day.
I see you're pissed, so that's what's up. That's good. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what Bob, that's what my mama said. All right, man. So let's kind of wrap up some. I got some I do want to talk about a little bit more, but I want to play one more game with you, all right? This is a new game I'm introducing, and it's about think to sync, all right? All it is it's going to be a category.
Hey, where you find this stuff at? I'm sorry, where you find these games that you have? You go to
at the store,
Family Dollar or something?
Walmart, Family Dollar.
You look for games for the pod?
Well, I was on a competition, shout out to Happy Bones Jones, where they do the Monday night comedy Calamity. And he had one night because there was a low crowd. We didn't have people come in, so it was more comedians. So he pulled it out. We played it. And I thought that it'd be great icebreakers, great segments to kind of give information, have some
correct.
fun.
It's good. I just was wondering, that's all.
Okay. So how it goes is it'll be subject, which this is things eaten with a spoon, right? Then there will be a phrase. There'll be 1, 2, 3, and we're trying to say and be on the same wavelength of what the word is, right? So on 3, we just gonna say what you eat a spoon with for dessert. So we 1, 2, 3, ice cream. You got me? As a snack, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and then we said a snack.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you. Yeah.
With a spoon.
With a spoon.
Cereal.
Okay. For lunch, 1, 2, 3.
Cereal.
So, I was gonna say it. I should have said it. All right, we get this one ready. Things eaten with a spoon for breakfast. 1, 2, 3. Cereal.
Okay. See, we know we're doing that.
Yeah, we got it. All right. In the home, a piece of furniture in the living room other than a sofa. 1, 2, 3.
Chair.
Recliner. Oh, I should have said chair. All right. A kind of pet. 1, 2, 3.
Dog.
There we go. We got to it. On the road. Another word for road. 1, 2, 3.
Street.
Who's on it? All right, let's do an interstate number. 1, 2, 3.
I-20.
Yeah, you got it. A speed limit. 1, 2, 3.
65.
75. Yeah, see, you like to stay on that.
Yeah, I'm a slow guy.
I'm gone, baby. All right.
I don't rush nothing.
A kind of roads. No, I ain't doing that one. We'll switch this one. All right. Cooking. A famous female chef. 1, 2, 3.
My mama.
That's a good one. Your mama. I don't know any female chefs. A famous male chef. 1, 2, 3.
Gordon Ramsay.
There we go. A cooking show. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Rachel's.
Okay.
I don't know if I know she's Rachel. I know that. Or that's a professional chef. I should have said her for that one. All right, that's it, man. I'll just do those couple, man. What you think about that game? Look, which one you like better? Second one? Second one's cool. Second one's pretty fun. I got to find the right ones. I ain't got time to dive into it. I think I'm actually going to buy quite a few more and do. To me, the trivia one is informational for me. It kind of gives me some stuff when it comes to like improv. I'm learning information I don't know. The other one, the Think to Sync, is more of an improv builder. So I'm using them in the angles to just icebreakers and improving my knowledge base. And I think that it works. You know, it gives a little different vibe to the episode. And nobody's doing it neither.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, fuck them. Ain't nobody doing it like me. Yeah. What do you think your objective going forward is going to be for the podcast? Are you going to do more lives? Are you going to continue to create outside of home studio? You branched out some, so I'm curious if you're just going to be stationary or keep moving mobile.
I'm gonna still do live. I might do live today. I don't know. I'm trying to do live with my camera now. I like the quality to be real good. Going from the phone is cool too because you can add people on. Mm-hmm. But going from the camera, the quality is just amazing. So I like that. But the lives are good. It's good because they give me a chance to interact with listeners and supporters without no middleman. They ain't gotta watch nothing first, then comment. It's like they can watch it in real time. You can joke, laugh. I can clear stuff up. So it's like direct to consumer with your people. And so I'm gonna still do live. I want to do live like I did with you when you came on. I want to have a talent come on. I want to do a live. Maybe I do it with such and such, but I might have somebody else come do spoken word. Yeah. Somebody else come do comedy or a freestyle, whatever. And then we go back to what we talking about. And then that person come and join the conversation. We just laugh, joke. Yeah. It's a good time. So it's not so much podcast driven where it's like serious, but it's also like, once again, not putting yourself in a box. Like, as long as the camera in front, I can just entertain. It don't have to be informative all the time or funny all the time. It could be all in one or one for all. It don't matter. I can tap in different lanes. And then for like the podcast, it's difficult a little bit in the sense of like you do something for so long. There's only but so many people you could tap on the shoulder and say, hey, let's talk. Let's have an interview. At some point now, like I challenge myself with guests that I felt like I wouldn't have interviewed before. And I interview them now. That's my challenge now. And I still got a list of people I want to have on that got some things going on that represent Augusta really well. It's about when they got the time to do it or when they feel like some people shy. They don't want to do interviews. Yeah. Some people they ain't got time. They got a lot going on for real. So, and then it depends. It just depends. So, but I like to do it, so I don't rush it. It's more therapeutic for me. So at this point, it's more of therapy than like trying to like be number one or be out. But I feel like because of how I approach it, it come off that way because I'm gonna approach it a certain way.
So now? How is it different approaching? Like, I know you kind of talking to the camera on live. I haven't done a live yet like that to engage with fans. Is there a different like concept of how you present that conversation on live versus like thinking out loud?
Not really, but it's risky because, like I said, you in order for the live to be successful, people got to engage.
Yeah.
So it's think of it like comedy. It's like a set, a comedy set. You go on there and people laugh. You comfortable. You in a certain realm now. So now you're in a certain flow.
Yeah.
People not laughing. That flow change a little bit.
Yeah, it gets
so
tight.
You on live 9-8 minutes and your follower going from 1 to 2 to 0. You like, all right, now I need to start the meat and potatoes now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because at this point, like, do you just talk to yourself?
Yeah.
Because then in that case, you could do pre-recorded.
Yeah,
you know,
pre-recorded,
and then it's like it's just like the embarrassment you might feel or whatever shame you might feel when you getting booed or they not laughing. You feel like that when you just see 1 or 2. Like, damn, am I not entertaining?
Yeah.
Always risky. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you do it the right time, you're gonna have people watch anyway. Good time like 8 o'clock on a Monday. Everybody getting the kids ready, 8 dinner ready, so they just chilling. They'll watch it. 9 o'clock on Monday. But if you try to do it like Friday night, you're not gonna find they all out.
Yeah,
they all out. Saturday night, they all out.
Yeah.
So it's just about finding the right times. That's when like insights and stuff come into play. Cause your insight will tell you like, hey, most of your people that follow this page is online around this time to this time. So you should know what time you need to go live.
Yeah.
So
now Mayfest just happened. A lot of attention got on Mayfest. Did you hear anybody or see how that went down? You see it on social media? You ain't been.
Nah, I mean I seen them talk about it.
Said it was a really good turnout.
I seen multiple things. Like it's hard. I wasn't there. From what I seen, it looked cool. I seen Too Short was there.
Yeah.
I think Elmo was filming. I watched his story. I seen him there. It was some good performances. It looked like I seen the girl that do the dance. Some white girl that do some dance.
What
she was
dance
there.
was that?
I
Kiki done it better.
Shout out to Kiki.
Yeah, shout out to Kiki.
She definitely did. But Kiki was there. Kiki's one of the most funniest, entertaining people we have in the city. I seen Mike Gibson was there, another top of the line entertainer in the city. I didn't get to see whether it was a good turnout, wasn't a good turnout, but I know that Mayfest is a big deal for the city. Whether or not people want to admit it or not, there's a lot of jokes and stuff that anything that got seniority and been around for a long time is always gonna be jokes.
Yeah.
Because times change. There was a time when Mayfest would be super packed out, and maybe it wasn't yesterday. I don't know. I wasn't there, but what I will say is, my next thing might be called same shit, different toilet. I don't know, but I feel like we do that a lot with we do rinse and repeat of a lot of situations, and like Mayfest is a prime example of one of, people being quick to want to joke on something, being quick to want to downplay something, to trash talk an event that really is a good networking event, and then people wonder why, oh man, I gotta leave this city. No, you don't. We just had 5-6 guests come here that's worldly known.
Where were you
right now?
Yeah,
they could have met you and said something about you. I need you around. Here's my contact. You don't know because you joking about Mayfest and not want to go down there.
Yeah,
you're not connected. You're not having your connections. So I think that more than whether Mayfest is successful or not is not important. It's like if you do something. And you know this because you in the field. You are a podcast, but you're also a comedian. So you see both sides of it. You see the media side of this, and then you also see the blood, sweat, and tears side of it. And people put these events together, and you don't always have the support you think you're gonna have for the idea you had in mind. But what happens is people complain. Like I just said, you talking about Mayfest, and it's still a good thing. My main concern lately in the last couple of days, not saying because you're in front of me, been like, yo, this concept been going on for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not being talked about enough because we got comedians going on. It's 6 of y'all when I went. I don't know how many everybody, but just say 6. I don't want to.
Are you talking about the competition?
Yeah, but my thing is it's a bunch of up and coming comedians.
Yeah, 10 of us
from the city or whatever. Mm-hmm. Got a set they can do, and it's getting judged in front of them.
Yeah, but it's
a vibe.
Off. It's paying off though. You got to think. Shout out to Sir Cedric. Shout out to Edward Hickson. Shout out to Desiree Sun. Shout out to Ian Hayes and myself. We are all going to be performing on the Augusta Commons Wine Festival.
I like that. That's good for y'all. But y'all do a lot of work. So y'all gonna get y'all just do. What I'm saying is the people that indulge into these support conversations. Can't really into them because there's a lot of things they don't support. We talking about Mayfest, which I get it. It's on the radio, so it's getting plastered all over the place. Cool, but you have at least 6 comedians. Let's say 6. At least 6 comedians. 7 you asked Cedric. Let's say 8 people. At least 8 people sharing something. every week saying, yo, they tagging people. I'm looking at the post. They tagging people.
Yeah.
So if it's 30 people they tagging and it's 80 y'all, 30 times 8.
It's hard. It's so weird too. It's like I can see the ratchet bingos. I can see music situations. I can see poet situations. I can see these birthday parties. I will say that comedy's a hard person to draw them in. Comedy's a hard genre.
See,
they don't want to come because they don't know per se. You have to earn it.
I've heard that before, and I don't say this about it, but I asked somebody one time.
Say whoever you want.
I asked somebody one time. I said, "Yo, you want to go to this comedy show because you know that?" And the idea was that I don't know because I don't know them.
Yeah.
Right. You don't gotta know a nigga to be funny.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to know somebody to laugh at their jokes. I don't know Kevin Hart. I didn't know him when I first turned the TV on. He was on there.
Exactly.
I didn't know him, but he was funny.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know Eddie Murphy. I can tell you Coming to America was funny when I first seen it.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor was funny when I first seen it.
Yeah.
I didn't know them.
Yeah.
So I don't have to know the person to go to a comedy show and be like, you know, to go to a comedy show and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That'd be the problem. It's like, once again, it's excuses though. Picking and choosing though. Because I could also, you don't know Kevin Hart. You don't know Dave Chappelle. But if they came down here, you probably want to go see him.
Yeah.
So it's like, people have these excuses for not supporting local stuff. My thing is comedy. You can't even, and even though I get you said what you're saying, like it's hard to sell comedy, but to me it's not, because everybody on Facebook thinks it's a fucking joke.
Well, here's the thing. I'll say this. I feel like you have to, like I'm low on the totem poles for, I would say, show appearances. But my work speaks for itself, that I'll get around and I'll go to an open mic. I'll go to Atlanta and hit somewhere I've never seen before. I'll go to Savannah and do a show, and I'll bomb and still come back and learn from those mistakes and get back up on the next one, go to these competitions. But at the same time, it may not transition to the fan base I may necessarily believe I deserve, right? And then you get back at home and you trying to, I think it's easier to gain a fan base outside of cities, because you have people that are interested in other fields, so they give that time and energy there. And then it seems like, well, if they're not into comedy, they're not coming for comedy.
That's the thing, man. I get everything you're saying, but I'm looking at the last week too. It was free. It's
been free and the great thing, $2 tacos. $2, and they're good tacos, steak or chicken. It's great. It's a good environment. It's fun.
I just feel like, like I said, people want to talk about, who support what and support what. But like I said, the same shit, different toilet. Whether you talk about comedy, rap shows, podcast shows, interviews, people albums, people video they share, people skits. It's the same shit, different toilet, man. It's always, oh, y'all don't support. And I just feel like, I get tired of having that conversation. I just feel like,
I ain't gonna talk about
it. Ain't but so much. So I just do the work and I go. That's why it's good to have a plan.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather be shocked and surprised or overwhelmed by the amount of support I got than to sit in like frustration or distraught or in the feeling of being underwhelmed of the support I got. I just move on. Yeah. If I feel like somebody not rocking with an episode or something like that, I just move on. I feel like somebody not, I just move on. Like that's it. Then I get them next guest.
Well, so experienced. You was there last week. What did you think about the show? Give your personal.
Well, I'll talk about it. I'm talking about a lot, but I'll talk about it here too. I thought the show was great. I told somebody that I said it's an amazing show. First of all, I'm gonna be blunt as I can. Cause I spoke to anybody I needed to speak to that I felt a way about. I do think that it's a competition. I don't know how that works. I don't know what all goes into it. I think it's cool to see how much your life can affect your performance on that stage. And that's for anything in life, basketball, anything you're doing. But I looked at the show last week. I was speaking to somebody, and I know some stuff they're going through in life. And I told them, I said, it was dope to see you be out of it and not, I feel like you weren't even there. Then they call your name, you go up there, and it's like you're a different person for a little while. Then you get back off and you're just that same out of it person. But I also said, it affected your performance now, because, and he agreed. And then to see somebody you don't know, once again, I don't know. Somebody you don't know, what's his name? The Hispanic guy from Colombia.
Hispanic guy?
I don't know, from Colombia. Who's the guy from Colombia? I don't know his name. Nick, something like that. Jim, I don't know.
I forget who was all there last week.
Short guy. Long hair guy.
Shorty the comedian. No. Oh, Happy Bones Jones, the one who sung?
No.
Yeah, the Mexican dude.
No, not him.
The fat white guy.
No, he had a girlfriend with him. He had a girl with him.
Oh, Mike Wayne.
Mike Wayne. Okay, yeah.
Mike Wayne.
Funny guy. Now Hayes was the funniest to me.
The headliner. Well, he is a headliner.
He had the best set.
Yeah.
But that was the next best. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna get to you last. But I'm gonna tell you why the next best. He said stuff that I felt like nobody else touched on. That was dope. I know the thing was music. Mm-hmm. But when he spoke about and he made a joke about how back in the days when you had to hit record on a thing and you could mess the tape up, that shit was golden to me. Cause that's music, but that shit was golden because like nobody tapped into that.
But everybody felt it too. That was the other thing.
Because everybody, it took us to an era that don't exist no more.
It took you to a moment where everybody knows it and you pinpointed that feeling with somebody because that was with them.
That's the beauty of comedy. Because it was through jokes, but it was like, yo, that's crazy. We was doing that back in the day. Like I can take my phone now and just any song I want on demand, I got it in 5 seconds. Back then, you had to run to the it wasn't no time to think about whether the tape was right space, and you couldn't think about it. Then the DJ do
right.
So I thought that was cool. He attached he attacked the subject in a way that I feel like nobody else attacked it. So that's why I felt like if Hayes didn't go, he's my guy. I was like he was it. The woman that went, the lady that went,
AC.
She didn't have the best performance. She didn't have the best night, but I liked her energy. It was great. But she let the crowd bother her a little bit. She kept talking about it. And as a spectator, I don't want to see or hear the comedian kind of complain about the crowd. But
that's you acknowledging them being insecure on stage.
Yes,
Not to say it's wrong for her because it happens. It happens to me all
the
the
time.
too.
I like it.
The energy can help you.
I'd rather you just bomb.
Yeah.
Just keep bombing.
Just keep going though. Move through.
Yeah, because once you do that, I feel like you want sympathy from us. So now we giving you sympathy last. I don't want that.
That's what it is.
Okay, right. But she had good energy. I didn't know she was a comedian because she was walking. I thought she worked there. But anyway,
she does.
Okay, and then Hayes, his name Hayes, right?
Yeah, Ian Hayes.
He was real good. He sung. The way it wasn't just him sing because that was just whatever. It was the energy from the minute he got on stage. He knew I'm about to close this motherfucker out.
Yeah,
like he just you can feel it in his walk. That's the first thing. And he started out kind of dry, and then like once he hit that stride, it's like he didn't stop. The stride just kept going. Like but it was at one point that he made a distinction, and he talked about music and stuff. You know, it's music talking about, and then he goes into. And nobody did this either. He did, the only person did this. He saw that record and he started going into Warren G and them Regulate. He made a joke about that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I was crazy. I was mad when I found out the original song was a white man. So now he's talking about race now. Real quick though, brief, you know what I'm saying? And he asked in the crowd, and some of them don't know. Because they don't know that guy that sang that song, you know? And he started singing it, but he knows the words. Like he's not just singing it like, I keep forgetting. He's singing every word. But it's funny, it gets funnier and funnier the more words he know. And I thought that was genius to like, I do that on my podcast sometimes. Sometimes you hear me play a song, then I play the remix or I play the oldest, the original. Yeah. I like that. But to see him do that in comedy, that was, and then that wasn't all. He had more funny stuff afterwards too. Yeah. Like one of the jokes he said that was funny to me. It's just me, funny, just me. Now he was like, the music today is just horrible. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be a club owner today. If I was a club owner today, I'd go open a club and walk away like, hey, fuck that, I don't want to do this. Like it was just funny how he did. Cause he on stage like actually walking away and stuff. Yeah. He's walking to the crowd like he leaving the club. So that was cool. It was an underrated joke to me. Cause I feel like people laugh, but they didn't laugh. But that's how I feel like about music. Like I don't want to be in here and listen to this trash. Well, you could see it, and I'll say this too, so you could see clarity. Like you hear me talk about my comedy or my position of comedy. I'm still an amateur comedian, and you see why. I need to get to you. I'm sorry, I need to get to you. So no, I'm not gonna say that because you had a good set. Well, let me say this. Hayes probably didn't have a lot of that prepared. That was probably Hayes being in the money. I mean, in the. Well, I'm not comparing you. I'm giving him credit because I talked to him afterwards, and he ran down the set for me, and it sounded hilarious. I talked to you first. Yeah. But I called him. I was like, bro, I heard the set was fucking fantastic. Tell me. And he ran it down, and I was chuckling and laughing just on the phone. Yeah, no, it was cool, but I gave him his flowers. But with you. Because I've seen some of your stand up, you showed me some, and then I watched here and there. But for me, and hearing stuff how people not that great, not that good, like that was a tough crowd for you to even be in. Because for one, some of the stuff that you talk about, we not gonna relate to. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the peeing thing, it's not a black thing, bro. Like, but it still got chuckles. A little bit, yeah. But because you was confident on stage though, like that. the confidence is like, that's what catapults them laughs.
2 girls. If he's confident for that in public in front of all these people, I'm good. They got cell phones
funny,
out.
yeah. But you had crowd engagement. But on my story, I posted from you walking on. It's like the first minute, and I posted it. And I'm glad I caught it, but you caught it because at the ending, I had about 6 people message me and say that's funny as hell.
About me,
and I posted it again today.
Yeah,
but that people liked that, and they was like, "Yo, he funny for real." Because they wonder, because you're not good at this. You kind of undersell yourself sometimes. I don't know why, but you do. You undersell yourself sometimes.
Because I see the big picture. I understand what I look at Cedric work. I look at Hayes' work.
Yeah, but comparison is the thief of joy.
It ain't about comparison. It's about what the job is. It's about the job. The job is for us to know your premises, to go up on stage, to be funny in the moment, to use what you have as material, but still you have to work to hone that zone.
So what'd you do this time that was different than any other time?
I'm getting better at speaking in subject matters that aren't relative to what I want to talk about. I'm getting better at my improv of rolling through where, all right, for instance, you missed the week before. The week before was cell phones, right? The week before was by far my best set that I've probably had thus far doing comedy, right? I ain't gonna say I was Hayes, but I had a great set, right? Though that set and this set, you can't notice me scrambling. You didn't notice it because you're talking about how much of a great set it was. So I'm working on things behind the scenes while I'm up there on stage, navigating different, like I have to work on setup better. I have to take their feedback with sincerity, because when I listen to it back, I can tell my ADHD, how I'm wanting to talk. I can run past some setup that will slow everything down for the crowd. Mm-hmm. But I got to work on building those things. But these momentary 1 week to build this set, that's not a form set yet. That's off the spot funny. That's what we're working on with this comedy. You want to build that bone to be funny about subjects.
The only advice I can kind of give you that I noticed, and I think the judge might have said this to you. If it wasn't you, it said somebody else. I think 2 people got that comments. I don't know who got it, but the set was 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. I feel like if you got a funny 5, just do the 5.
No, because
but the judge said that though.
Well,
the judge said, hey, just wrap it up. Because what happens, I remember the last 3 minutes, that's just not good.
Okay, I've done this before, and I've had those moments where I'm like, you know what, I see it, I'm gonna cut it. But then you start getting self-conscious. Then you have to deal with the self-conscious side of why you cutting off, because they gonna point it out. And especially that's like me saying, all right, I'm gonna record this guy, you send him my way, and I'm gonna do 35 of my best minutes. But I'm gonna offer everybody else an hour and a half. You expect me to offer an hour and a half.
Yes, but I'm clearly talking about just a competition. It's a competition.
But there's an expectation. We all know all these comedians.
Right, but if you got a funny as hell 5 minutes, I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not saying this. You got a funny as hell 5. It's funny as hell. You mean tell me it's okay to fuck it up with these 3 minutes? It's gonna be like kind of dry. I'm gonna give you an example. On my live, you did the same thing. I feel like on live, the first 5 was like you was good. Yeah. And then it dried up.
Yeah.
It's almost like bad sex.
Yep.
It dries up and you're like. Then now you gotta, spit and all that. It's like that.
As long as we get off, that's all that matters, right? As long as
I don't have no problems. Everybody eats. I'm good.
Everybody's eats in my house.
But you funny as hell. That's funny. That is funny. That's funny. But yeah, I say it in a sense like I wonder that for a competition. I get it if you if you're doing a job like you sound kind of if you're getting paid for whatever, like they pay for an hour, I get that. Yeah. I'm gonna give you an hour. It's a competition, so I feel like you got to think of all angles, and so some of the angles is
you're looking at it like, all right, this week I done great 5 on this subject. Well, I'm gonna do a great 5 on this subject.
I ain't saying aim for 5, but I am saying this. I feel like you gonna know firsthand when that crowd changing.
Yeah.
I just tell me how. Thank y'all. Yeah. I think you know that. But trying to that's when you fuck up. And you said scrambling. I ain't saying you didn't scramble at all, but that was a good set to me from what I've seen in the past. And I think that was one of your most cleaner ones. You came on, you walked on the stage like you wasn't even white. Yeah. Like you said you was white, of course, but you acknowledged it, but you like, hey, look, niggas, you didn't say that, but I'm saying that was the demeanor. I'm here, I don't know.
And I liked it. They burnt down that plantation. Now I'm glad they did.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think that when competition wise, like I told EJ the same thing. EJ, my guy, told him, I said, there's no reason why you or Tommy couldn't necessarily win because I seen y'all content. Y'all got good content. It's really just about the preparation for the week, and that's what I had a conversation with him about, just preparation for the week. And he spoke before he had a lot of stuff going on, so I'm understanding of it. But at the same time, like I did admire the fact that I could see that his mind is somewhere else, and I'm having convo with him, so I know what he's going through right now. So I know where his mind is at, but to see him block that out for them 5 minutes, like judges ain't gonna be able to tell you that, yo, I know you're going through X, Y, Z, but man, to do that, they see. Hey man, you could do better.
Well, that's I'll say this too about shout out to EJ, because he comes in every week and he does the opening spot just to pop it off. And he has set tones multiple weeks. You may not have saw all the great ones that he's done, but it is a different, that was my closest to the front of me starting when you saw me, which was second.
Okay.
And that was following EJ. That was harder. I have to get my confidence in order. That's why you see me get so confident.
Well, I'm glad you told me that, because that's one thing out loud. When I get done with this, I want to give him kudos for that, because going first in anything, especially that's a big deal.
In comedy, you have to set a tone.
Yeah, y'all get pointed, right? Y'all get points.
Yeah,
right?
it's points.
I feel like you should automatically get a certain amount of points for going first.
No, because the reason I say no, EJ has circumstances where he's going first to get back to the kids. He's still working. I applaud it all the way. I have no problems as a fellow comedian in the competition. But if it would not hurt my feelings if I went first, because that's work. That's your practice.
I wasn't done. I want to say you should get points if you go first and set the tone.
Well,
if you go first, just going first not enough.
Well, here's the thing: each person is going to do the same thing and go on stage and perform, and that's what you're supposed to do. It just matters more in the first position, because you could go up there, I could go up there and cross the line, talk about them black balls, and I get them old folks turned off, and that second person got twice as much work.
But you could also go up there and set tone for the rest of people after you.
I'm giving an example.
You can go up there and make it where everybody's intrigued, like, oh, if he was funny, who's next?
Well, it's harder the second man if the person isn't funny, is what I'm getting at.
But that's more on the talent. At that point, it's up to y'all.
You can't point for it, is what I'm saying. That's why you can't, because if you go up there and you don't, you should, because you make the second person's job harder. It's easier and honest if the first person that goes up commits to it and it's funny.
Well, I think that should be all across the board then. So if the first person go and make the second person job harder, the second person make the third person job harder, in my opinion.
If you can't, because we've had some tough
But I feel like if you do that like that, if you do it that way, then you should get points. You should be like,
talk to Cedric about the points. I ain't no judge. But yes, talk to it. You would figure it out. Look, I appreciate you chopping it up with me. We've been talking a lot. We're well over the hour and some change that we talked. I wanted thank you again for talking with me about podcasting.
Definitely, man.
Thank you for coming on. Shout out to the Farm episode. Go check out All the Thinking Out Louds, the most previous one about politicking. I think it was 119. Y'all go check that out. More Than the Masters. Great Maine on Instagram, Bobby Boucher on Facebook. Y'all go represent, buy you some jerseys for him. Put Mttm on it. All right, don't just leave it like this, like you supporting a lawnmower driver. But
that would be dope. Maybe I need to have a jersey that say More Than Masters #9 and Boucher on the back.
Take off the Bourbon Bowl bullshit. Just put you.
I gotta get with Q. She designed it. Maybe she could design something, draw me up something. I sell it out of it.
Oh, and before I end, fantastic lady.
Definitely.
So much fun having her on.
Definitely.
Thank you for leading some of these ladies my way and giving me these opportunities.
Just that one. Please don't say it that way. I don't want to thinking nothing crazy. I just let you, Q through me. That's it.
Hey.
No other lady.
Hey, I just network. How to network.
Okay.
All right.
I was making sure, because I might thinking nothing of it. Like, I don't know these women. I know Q though. Q the homie. Yeah. Definitely.
Anything you want to say before we wrap up, man?
Shout out to Q. Matter of fact, I was wrapping up with that, man. Make sure you go follow her page, man. AUG Explain. I think that's a good page, and she's doing a great job. I like people walking to their purpose, and she's doing an amazing job. Shout out to her. And that's about it, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing what they got to do. Stop complaining.
Hey, I'll clap on that one. Thank y'all for watching. Till next time. Peace.